Hello everyone, this is Voltage Development and welcome back to Unreal Engine 4. Now, if you did see my last video on welcoming you to this fantastically beautiful engine, and if any of you know how to use this engine and got, I don't know, bored of that video, then now welcome to this one. Now, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that none of these are going to be in the player's viewport. So, first things first, I'm just going to click on the player and I'm going to use the rotation method and rotate him. So, there we go, 90 degrees. So now he's pointing that way and we get to play like this now. So, first of all, what I'm going to do is actually go into settings and go into scalability. Let's go to low so I can do this more fluently and smoothly. But what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how to switch between third person and first person really quickly and simple. I haven't done this for a while, so bear with me, but I think I remember what to do. So let's click on the third person character and go into his blueprint right next to his object name thingy. And now, you know what, let's just make this bigger. So then we've got all of this events, we've got the, we don't need to worry about the gamepad actually. We've got the mouse input, so this makes sure that you can move your screen with your mouse. Got jump to make the character jump. The movement input, you know, forward, backward, side to side, you know, all that stuff. And the touch input, as if you were on mobile. And we've got the R to reset VR, we don't need to worry about that. But what we can do is go into the viewport, and here we have our lovely character. Hello there, how are you doing? Sir, how are you doing? Oh wait, it doesn't have a mouth, it can't speak. Well, anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to not worry about the camera, but we're going to go over to the add component over here and type in camera. There we go. And you know what? Let's just call this one FP underscore camera. If you don't know what FP means, it means first person. And because we're going with that, we're going to change the follow camera to TP camera, which means third person camera. That's not how you spell camera. There we go. So now that is done, what we're going to do is we are going to... here's the camera. Hello there, camera dude. But what we're going to do now is, because we are now on the camera object, we're going to go over to the details. Where it says sockets, go over to the search thingy. No, don't go on the search thingy. Go on to... Oh, no. Sorry. Don't go to sockets just yet. Because we're on the object of the first person camera, drag this well, not really underneath. Actually, no. Yeah, drag it and attach to the mesh, basically, to the character. And now, go to the parent socket, and then search. There we go. Now, where it goes to search, type in head, and here we have the head. And now the camera's gone. Where has the camera gone? There it is! You have been found. So now, let's go over to the rotator, and then I never ever remember if it's rotating left or right. But I'm gonna guess it's right. I think it's like that. Well, it's exactly like that, so I'm gonna guess that's right. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? So now, if you want to make sure that these two aren't moving, because the camera is attached to the character, they're both going to move because the character is moving. If you don't want them both to move, then simply go over to this arrow and then uncheck real time. And there you go. They are now they are now not moving. So let's select it and let's drag this wonderful camera. Don't drag the camera. I mean Not the viewport camera, I meant the camera. And now, put it literally right at the head. And make sure it's about, yeah, sure, why not there. So now that is the first person camera done, but we are not done just yet. What we need to do is we need to make sure that this camera uses the pawn control. Now, what do I mean when I say pawn control? I don't mean control over the pawn hub. I mean the control over the character, because this mesh is technically a pawn, you know, like in chess, and you're controlling a pawn. I know it sounds weird because it sounds like pawn hub, but whatever. We are going to stretch this out, if we can actually stretch it out. There we go. Actually, we could technically stretch the other one out. Oh, that's much better. So over here, where we have camera settings, use pawn control rotation. Now it says here, if this camera component is placed on a pawn, so like the character over here, should it use the view control rotation of the pawn where possible? So what it's going to do is, if we actually check this, what? 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 What's happened? Wait. What? What the hell's happened? Okay, so I've fixed it. Wait, if I go back... Okay, I'm not sure why that happened. But basically what happened was, since I had it off real time, and let's just do that. For some reason, the character mannequin mesh thing did that. I don't know why. It's really, really weird. But if you want to just fix that, then tick on real time, and then you're done with that. So now, what we need to do is we need to actually go into the third person character itself. And over here, oh yeah, I've already checked it. So where it says pawn, use controller rotation yaw. So what that means is, actually, if we click on the camera and go down, and where it says auto activate, make sure that's checked. But when we go onto the third person camera, make sure that that is unchecked. Now let's compile and come on, save. And let's go into the game now. As you can see, we are in the first person. Now, if we look down, we can see ourselves. And look, we can now rotate ourselves. But I'm going to show you this. If we go back into the third person character, and if we go over to the third person character itself and turn off the controller rotation yaw, compile, save, and then go back into the game, watch this. Let's just rotate ourselves. We can see our face and we can see our body. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that the third person character self controller rotation yaw is checked, and then compile that so that we are able to actually look around in first person. Now, here is how you're going to switch from third person to first person. So first of all, let's just uncheck that, and then uncheck the use pawn control rotation, because what we're going to do is, because we're going to be switching between the cameras, we can't have them automatically checked. Actually, wait, yes you can. Check that back anyway, because we don't actually need to. Right, bear with me everyone. Keep that option checked on the first person camera, okay? And now, when you're on the third person character, yeah, keep it unchecked for now. And what we're going to do is, let's just say, for example, right click and then type in, I don't know, F for respects or something, or wait, where is the F command? Okay, I have found it. The keyboard events F. Here we go. When that is pressed, we are going to do a flip-flop. If any of you have heard of a flip-flop, then you know what it means. If you haven't heard of a flip-flop, it means toggle. So like, binary. 0, 1, and that's basically it. Like, it will toggle between the two if you press F. So F goes into A and then F goes into B. It's just like on or off. It's literally just that simple. So now, what we're going to do now is drag this off and type in set active TP camera. And because, let me just get rid of that actually. Let's do it again. So set active. Since we are going for set active TP camera, which is the third person camera, because that name is already in there, and because it's reflecting this object over here, that is why it brings this object in. This thing basically came from over here, because if we drag this into here, and yeah, there you go. That's basically the same. So, set active. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to leave new active as unchecked, but if we bring in the first person camera and then drag the blue thing off to set active, there we go, and then connect it up. Now, we're going to set the new active to true. So what this is going to do is when F is pressed, it's going to deactivate this camera and then activate this camera so that we go into first person view. So then if we do the flip-flop, the toggling, if you press it once and then press it again, we are going to basically copy and paste these. So just simple Control-C, Control-V, simple as that. And we're going to keep this the same, but instead of the TP camera going into that one and the FP camera going into that one, we are actually going to make sure that the FP camera goes into this one and the TP camera goes into this one. Now, why are we doing that? Because since we've already made sure that the third person camera is deactivated and the first person camera is activated, when we hit F again, we're going to make sure that the first person camera is deactivated and then the third person camera is activated. So then connect it up. Done and done. But we are not finished. Because what we need to do is we need to actually drag in the third person character. Okay, apparently you can't. Wait, maybe. Okay, let's just try doing that. So take this and then let's see what happens, because unless I can't remember if I'm doing this right or not, but let's just see. So let's just make sure that the first person camera is deactivated at first at default, and then the third person camera is activated at default, and then compile and save. So now, oh, there we go. So this is kind of what you would have in, like, for example, Resident Evil 4 or 5, because when you're in Resident Evil 5, if you rotate your camera around, you're not able to see your character's face. Like, he is constantly rotating around as if your camera is, and that's basically what is happening right here. I don't actually remember how you deal with that, because it's to do with, if we uncheck that now, and then save it. So then we get back this, but then if we press F, it will go back into this, but now we've got also this as well. So, hang on a minute everyone. Okay guys, I have figured out what the problem was. So, because we're not able to bring in the third person character into the event graph, since we're not able to do that and we can't access its features, and since this is all in the third person character blueprint, we are able to access the third person character, but we just can't bring it in. So what we need to do is do this instead. So what I've done is I've dragged this on, and I just basically typed in use controller your input, and yeah, select this one, set use controller rotation yaw. What yaw is, it's the sort of rotation of your character, like, yeah, you know how you rotate your character around 360 whatever, that's basically what it is. Roll is when you're rotating your character, but it's sort of like a windmill in a way. Like, if you were on a wall and you were seeing it's kind of hard to explain. Pitch, I'm not actually sure what pitch is, honestly. Yaw is the one that we basically need, and that's what this is. So when the pawn is using its controller rotation yaw, then he will rotate with the camera, and when it's set off, then he will not rotate with the camera. So let's just see how this works in motion. So we can rotate around the character. Now if we press F, we go into first person mode, and now we cannot see our character. He goes with us. And that is how you simply switch from first person to third person. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye everyone.